Welcome back to the channel. My name's Greg. This is episode 2 of converting my shop into a livable space. I went ahead and purchased some great stuff. It's like spray foam, and it's right here, and I sprayed it yesterday. My first time with this stuff. If you're an expert, let me know what I'm doing wrong. I'd like to learn. It seems to be really, it's doing its job. The reason I did that is because these holes in these corners and around the window and around the door and other places, the holes are big enough to let in snakes, mice, definitely bugs. I bought six cans and used all 6 of them and didn't even get close to finishing. I wanted to wait for it to dry to see if it, would cut away well. It does okay. I'm probably not doing it very well, honestly. There we go. Yeah, it cuts away just fine. So one thing I want to do is see what I'm up against. There's my hand, my whole hand fits in here. So I don't think I'm going to fill this whole gap up. I'm just going to concentrate on these because this rung would take an entire can, and I have many of them to do. And then in here I will be putting insulation sheets or something like that in the future. There we go. Now I'm going to start on the outside. I don't think that's redundant because the gaps are so big and so often that I just want this to be everywhere. So these corners are just flashing pieces. I'm filling them up with this great stuff, gap filler, and pretty dense. It makes me feel good, like it's a good feeling to have these things filled up. So this stuff really does expand. Let me show you a new joint, one that still has wet stuff in it. Here's how flush I got it, and it wasn't too bad. Here it is drying and expanding. It's already starting to poke out quite a bit. The one from yesterday, this stuff expands really, really well. Because I think I've wasted quite a bit of material, from it expanding. So I'm going to be a lot more conservative with it going forward. I've been kind of going back and forth on whether or not to insulate the entire, interior. And that's my next question for you guys. What is the best way to do that? If things go to plan, people would be staying in here during the summer. It gets really cold here in the wintertime. I understand that insulating this place in the wintertime, you would need to do it really, really well. But in the summertime, it gets hot, but it's not like deathly hot. So I'm wondering, if I were to just spray foam it, if I did 2 inches on the ceiling and 1 inch on the walls, would that be good enough? I don't want to full on, 2x4 wall frame it. In my mind, that's just losing too much floor space. I don't want to bring it in 8 inches. I don't know much about insulation, so I just need to know what you guys think. The people wouldn't be staying here in the middle of the day anyways. It would be the nights, more like good camping weather, honestly. That's why I'm thinking that, if you can sleep out here in the field in a tent, you should probably be able to deal with this place. And in here you can hopefully see that big old gap, basically straight shot into my shop to the far left of the flashing. And on the other side, where I've done the ceiling, I'm quite pleased because there's no way. I really blocked it off. Thank you for joining me as I attempted to seal up this shed. I used the brand Great Stuff and two types. One was big gap filler. The other was the original, I'm assuming, just gaps and cracks, insulating foam sealant. I used 12 cans in all, a mixture of these two different types. I was sloppy. I probably wasted too much. I probably could have gone a lot farther with those 12 cans if I knew how to use them better or knew what to expect. Grade me on a curve. Let me know what I did wrong and what I could do better. I'm not going to pursue using more of this stuff just yet because I believe I'm going to go another route for sealing the rest of it. But that won't happen until the insulating happens of the whole building. This was just to fill in some gaps, fill in some cracks and things like that to keep the critters and the wind out. I did it. I succeeded at that for sure. But in the future, all the cracks and things that are left will happen on the insulation day. I want to run power from my house to the shop. So the next video will be about how to plan your outlets, light switches, lights, what are you going to run, that kind of thing. And I'm going to have some help doing that for sure. So thank you. Join me next time.